First topic is the NBA is going crazy with the trades. Wild situation, man. When you look at Zion Williamson, a guy who I covered the Memphis Grizzlies back in 2019, 2020, which is the Ja's rookie year. Also the year that the world basically shut down with the pandemic. That was my first season covering the Memphis Grizzlies for Sports Illustrated. And I saw Zion Williamson, and there are players who have scared me on the basketball court that I've seen playing, as far as being big men are concerned. And they just had violent games. And those guys are Shaquille O'Neal,
right,
Giannis Antetokounmpo, and now Zion Williamson. And Zion's was even a little bit more scary, man. I don't know like the power he was dunking the ball with. He was strictly unguardable. And I remember seeing a young Memphis Grizzlies team in the locker room, like, how the shit did we guard this dude? And people now, Zion's became a meme. He's became a joke. He's been, especially now with the stuff with the women, man, and with his weight loss situation, he's become a joke. And it's very unfortunate. And to think about trading that guy, the guy who was compared to be the next LeBron James type level player in the NBA, that the NBA was going crazy over. The New York Knicks were tanking to get this guy. And I'll say this: the Wembanyama stuff is crazy. Zion might have been crazier, man. I may be totally misremembering the whole buzz behind Zion. Maybe because the Grizzlies were in that pursuit too. We were a team that's going to get a lottery pick, but it seems like this Zion stuff is even bigger than this Wembanyama. I'm probably dead wrong about that, but I don't know. But with that being said, man, strange to see his name mentioned in a situation. When the stuff first came out, people were kind of assuming it was going to be Brandon Ingram's name, but now that reports are coming out that it might be Zion Williamson that the Pelicans are looking to trade for either a Scoot Henderson or a Brandon Miller. I think Scoot Henderson would be absolutely phenomenal with the New Orleans team. I think that would be scary to have to see that guy on that team for sure. Like I said, I could definitely see that. I could see that happening. It would be strange to see Zion get traded. But I'll say this in regards to the whole Zion Williamson thing. When you look at the situation with the number 1 and the number 2 picks with that 2019 draft, the situation is going on with Ja. I hate to sound like a homer with this, but dare I say that Ja's situation looks more optimistic than Zion's. And the reason why I say that is for the people, the naysayers, the people who have all these negative things to say about Ja, who question Ja, one thing they say is it's not that hard to not get on Instagram and not pose with a gun.
Right.
That's true. What Zion has to come back from is harder than what Ja has to come back from. You're talking about disciplining your body, getting in condition, battling with yourself to say, I'm going to get on this court. I'm going to be a great player. I'm going to be the guy that y'all saw in 2019-20, the guy you saw when I was an all-star my second season in the West. I can be that guy again. To be focused on basketball, to make those things happen, I think that that's a lot harder to do than for Ja to say, hey, I'm going to stop hanging out with these guys, so I'm going to get off of social media. So I'm here to say that I am probably more concerned with Zion, overcoming his situation than Ja with his. But strange situation to hear Zion Williamson's name in trade talks.
Do you think that obviously the Zion's been in the news a lot lately with the whole stuff with his
these hoes?
Do you think that what's been kind of ironic to me in the whole situation is a lot of the stuff that was happening with his injury, with his rehab, with him, the film of him windmill dunking on the court and then saying, I'm just not Zion, I'm just not here yet. Mm-hmm. In the background, all of that stuff with the women was going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Does that give you any pause to go, man, like your priorities are all jacked right now?
I'm not gonna say that. I don't think that. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't about the whole. I don't feel like I'm Zion. There are people that are trying to. It's weird because we live in a time where people correlate current events to try to make that a blanket over everything. I don't think that Zion, mad desire to, have date Instagram and OnlyFans chicks. I don't think that's has anything to do with his development or his lack of returning to the court. What that man, like Stephen A. Smith said, what that man decides to do in his free time, he he's entitled to have sex however way he wants to have sex, just like anybody else does or whatever. So I'm not gonna say that's contributing to him not. I don't think he has a problem. I don't think he's just like spending 8 hours a day setting up orgies and crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't. I'm not gonna say that at all. I think he can get it together. I really pulled for Zion to get it together because he was a phenomenal player. People forget about how good he was.
Oh my gosh.
Just a few years ago.